Let's hop into trending this week. First up, Rosie O'Donnell has announced she's moving to Ireland. Now, Ireland's already got a whole bunch of issues with their migrant crisis, and it just got worse because now Rosie's there. Far worse than any Middle East terrorist or rapist from an African country. Rosie O'Donnell has shown up on the shore, and no coincidence that Conor McGregor, the former, I guess he's still a UFC fighter, the MMA fighter, announced he's going to be running for president of Ireland, primarily on the idea of making Ireland Irish again, running out the immigrants. Do you think this is a direct response to Rosie getting there?
Of course.
I do too. I think he saw Rosie and he's like, this is too far. Now, here's a video from the debate of as much as I don't like Rosie, I mean, think about this for a second. Imagine if your worst enemy became president. Your worst enemy who had publicly humiliated you time and time again became president of the United States. Like, Mia, do you think Jocelyn would stay in the country if you became president?
Not a chance.
No, because you'd deport her, right? But so check out this video from back in the 2016 Republican primary debate. It might have been 2015, actually, where Donald Trump was asked about some of his past comments toward women. Go ahead.
Mr. Trump, one of the things people love about you is you speak your mind and you don't use a politician's filter. However, that is not without its downsides, in particular when it comes to women. You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you.
So there's a little bit of history there between the two of them. There's also a hilarious 60-minute segment. It's like 5 minutes long where Trump just goes apeshit on Rosie O'Donnell for several minutes. I mean, do we even know why he doesn't like her? Do we know where that started? Can you look into it? Because I want to know why they're such it's such an odd pairing that Trump and Rosie O'Donnell would be these like mortal enemies. I don't even know what started it, but now I need to know because I can't go on without knowing why Trump and Rosie hate each other so much. But so obviously there's a little bit of tension between the two. They're not big fans of each other. And she, to her credit, stayed in the United States for 4 years, for the first 4 years of his presidency. And then Biden came in. She thought she had washed her hands of him. And, well, the comeback kid he showed he had one last trick. And Rosie said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm getting out of the United States. Again, to her credit, how many times have we heard celebrities say, if so-and-so candidate wins, I'm moving out of the country? She's the first one who's ever actually done it. They usually just assume it's going to fall on deaf ears and nobody's going to think anything about it or call them out on it. It's just pandering to try to get their name in the tabloids. But she actually moved. Do we have any updates as to what their beef is? Did you figure it out yet?
It started 20 years ago.
Okay.
She referenced a controversy about the Miss USA winner, and Trump's response to the Miss USA winner was, I've always been a believer in second chances. Tara is a good person. Tara has tried hard. Tara is going to be given a second chance. So it's something about it started with Miss USA.
Of course it did. And he has just never let this go.
And then he said, Rosie will rue the words. She said, I'll most likely sue her for making those false statements and it'll be fun. Rosie's a loser, a real loser.
So this is obviously the same guy from 20 years ago. That's so that's what started this hatred.
In 2011, when she got engaged to her fiance, Trump said that he felt sorry for her fiance's parents calling O'Donnell a loser again. And then when she opened up on X about her weight loss journey, he attacked her, calling her not politically correct for speaking publicly about it. I don't get that one.
He's mocking her.
Oh.
Because it's, they call it fat shaming and, the healthy at any size thing. So he's making fun of her.
She said, probably the Trump stuff was the most bullying I ever experienced in my life, including as a child.
He was just, so she made one comment and he carried on a 20-year feud and just attacked her over and over. I mean, sometimes I aspire to be that level of petty, but I know that I would have a fucking heart attack if I held on to grudges like that. That's truly. So here's an interview Rosie did about the 2024 election, and she had some interesting comments on it. Go ahead, check this out.
A lot of people did vote for him.
Yes.
Do you accept their right to do that and their opinion of him?
Well, I respect their right to do that. I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet. So I would hope that that would be investigated and that we would see whether or not it was an anomaly or something else that happened on election night in America when Kamala Harris was filling up stadiums with people who supported her, and Donald Trump was not able to do that. So it's curious to me. And as an American and a believer in democracy, I would hope that we would be able to look at all of the reasons why this happened in our country.
So lots of stuff wrong, just factually incorrect from that. Let's take it from the top. She mentions the first time in American history that a president has won every swing state. That's objectively false. Not only is it not the first time in American history that a presidential candidate has won every swing state, it wasn't the first time in the last 5 years. Joe Biden won every swing state. That tends to be how it works. At least recently, the national mood trends a certain direction, and they win whoever wins each swing state by a varying degree. Ronald Reagan won every state but 2. Bill Clinton won every swing state. George H.W. Bush won every swing state. I can go on. Richard Nixon. It's not even like the 10th time it's happened. It's happened so many times. So that was just wrong. Also, how do you define a swing state? Because one could argue that New Hampshire was a swing state and Trump didn't win that one. One could argue that Virginia was a swing state and Minnesota was a swing state and Trump didn't win either of them. So New Mexico. So what's a swing state? How do you define it? It's such a ridiculous statement. She's talking out of her ass and her audience eats it up. The next comment, that Elon Musk is the owner of the internet. The hell does that even mean? He's the CEO of the internet. Oh, when did Al Gore step down? I wasn't paying attention. That's just such a ridiculous statement that I'm not even going to comment on that any further. That's just such a childish, stupid thing to say from someone who wants to throw her name out there into the political sphere and act like she's a serious commentator. The last comment was that what happened on election night when Kamala was filling stadiums and Trump couldn't do it. Two things wrong with that sentence. Let's go to I'll address the second one first because it's easier. Trump was filling stadiums regularly. Filling stadiums. There was a period of time where he wasn't filling stadiums because people were a little nervous to show up because, you guys kept shooting them up. But other than that, he was filling stadiums on the reg. Kamala Harris was filling stadiums because she promised her supporters that Beyonce would show up and give a free concert. And then she didn't. Kamala Harris had to bring star power in to fill up stadiums. Kamala Harris had to usher in paid actors and use AI to manipulate photos to fill up stadiums. You still haven't come to terms with the fact that your party, the Democrat Party, lied to you. That this whole thing was an astroturfed scam to try to convince people that Kamala had it in the bag and don't even bother to show up to vote for Trump because it's over. It was a bandwagon effect, and it failed fantastically. Last time I checked, Rosie, claiming that an election was rigged makes you a terrorist. And, you know, if you're out of the country, if you don't want to be a U.S. citizen anymore, maybe we should send the CIA to go pick you up for terrorism. I'm just going off the precedent that the previous administration set. Maybe SEAL Team 6 should go to Ireland and get Rosie. Could you imagine? They just lay a cheeseburger outside of her house and lure her out and grab her. That'd be easy, you know, the easiest gig they've ever done.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.